So today we're going to do my beauty bank for the month of June. Last beauty bank, I was so upset with myself with how much items I brought into my collection, and I did decide to kind of no longer do the point system. And I have technically still done the point system because I was curious just to see where I am as of today, and I'm still failing it. So, you know, it is what it is. So in this video, I'm just going to talk about new makeup items that I brought into my collection, any empties I have, any pans I have, and then also like what have been any favorites I've had this month. And then I do venture off of beauty and I do talk about any TV shows, movies, or music that I've been enjoying this last month, just to like talk about the month in general, because I don't want it all to be about beauty, okay? So it's more of like a monthly wrap up, but it obviously has mostly beauty related content. If you're not interested in the stuff at the end, then obviously you can click off. But anyway, let's get started. I think I had a pretty decent month. I just failed right at the end, which is like always the case. So as always, let's start off strong. We're gonna go into all of my makeup pans. And I say makeup pans because I actually have, usually I just talk about eyeshadow pans that I've hit in the month, but this month I have a few other pans that are non-eyeshadow that I wanna talk about. And, you know, I think they're worthy of discussion. So a lot of these I would have spoken about, and then many of them will be spoilers too. So if you do not want to know about any spoilers for my projects, please just like, don't pay attention, don't pay mind. Or still be excited for the project when I do release that video, okay? Anyway, so the first one here, this is not a spoiler because I already spoke about this in my project pan. This is my ABH cream bronzer, and I technically have hit pan in it. It is a cream item. So, you know, I don't know if you can call it a pan, but I'm going to call it a pan. I have hit pan in this. So very excited. I was working on this all year last year to try to hit pan and I didn't. Was it all year last year? I don't know. I had it in a project pan for like 2 years and I finally hit pan, which was my main goal of that item, which I have done now. So that is an accomplishment in itself. Next up, this is a spoiler, but I have hit another pan in my Cosmic Beauty Frosting highlighter palette. So in my project pan, this is in my project pan, I wanted to hit pan in all 3 of the shades. And my last update, which was just like a week ago, I told you I hit pan in the 2nd shade. And since then I've hit pan now in the 3rd one. So I have pans in all 3 shades, which is a massive spoiler for my project pan coming up. So I did not have a pan in this one and I have. So this month alone, I've hit pan in these 2 shades, which I'm very excited about. Obviously this one was like at the beginning of the month and this one right at the end, but I don't care. It happened. So now this highlighter palette has 3 pans in it, which is very, very exciting. Okay, next up is an eyeshadow that was in my Pan Those Eyeshadows. Not a spoiler because I have already spoken about this, but this is Moonlight from the Blue Moon 9-pan palette, and I have it as a single. I don't know if you're going to be able to notice, but I have hit pan in this shade, which is very, very lovely. So that one counts as a pan. This is another spoiler, but I've hit pan in my Makeup Factory. This is the Gold Selection eyeshadow palette. This is also in my Pan Those Eyeshadows. I did speak about this really briefly in another video as a spoiler. So I spoiled this twice now in 2 different videos. But my Pan Those Eyeshadows update will be going live later this week. So anyway, I've hit pan in that one. So it's a little bit of a spoiler. Then my project level up, I'm working on the Avatar Air palette. And this is from Lethal Cosmetics. And I hit pan in Moon Peach about a week ago, which I'm very excited about. So that is another spoiler. Hopefully by my project level update, I will have another pan. And so it won't be like, I'm not spoiling all of my projects at this point. It's just I had a pretty good month. Oops, I can't put it back in the sleeve. I had a pretty good month of hitting pan, it seems. I also hit pan in my Pan palette from Alter Ego. This is the Shadow Kiss, and I've hit a new pan in the Naughty Nude from Huda. This one I can speak about because it won't be a spoiler. This one I'm going to save for the update. So just know I've hit pan. Which shade, you will have to find out. This one though, I've already spoken about, so I can talk to you about if you haven't seen my Pan palette update, but I hit pan earlier this month in the shade right here. So anyway, those are all of the pans. That's 8 pans this month that I've hit, whether it be eyeshadow or non-eyeshadow. And I'm very, very pleased with myself that I've done that, because that's actually the highest number I've had in a very long time. Maybe the highest ever that I've been tracking this. So yeah, kudos to me. Okay, moving on. Let's talk about makeup empties. I actually have quite a lot compared to what I normally have. Normally I have no makeup empties, or I just have like one. I have 5. I have 5. Who am I? Who is she? This is just incredible. Okay, so let's get into it. I've spoken about a couple of these in my project pan. The others I have not spoken about. So we'll just get this one out the way. This is a Super Shock highlighter from Colourpop. This is an empty. I have finished this. This was in my project pan. Very, very, very excited that this is done. It took me years to finish that. Next one that's not a spoiler, I finished my Wet n Wild concealer. This was also in my project pan. This one was completely done. I had taken the stopper out and everything. It is dry as anything now. And then these next ones, I have like a tiny little mini ABH brow gel that I've had for a really long time. I was using it on and off, like thinking, do I even need this? This is an empty. There's like nothing left in this, and I'm just want to like get it out of my collection. I don't necessarily even count it in my collection, but I'm just gonna say, like, it's an empty, it's out. It is so teeny tiny. There's like barely anything left. Whatever's left is kind of on the wand. And so yeah, I'm just gonna call this an empty. Next up, I just decided today that my Essence Big Lash Mascara is officially an empty. It's just too dry now, and there's like hardly any product left. I've been using this for many months now, I feel, and I just want to like call it a day. So this one is actually a decent mascara, has a pretty nice wand. It's kind of bushy. I'm not a huge fan of bushy wands, but I quite liked this one. And honestly, compared to the Essence like Big Lash, you know, princess mascaras, I find those go everywhere on my face, and I don't really like the waterproof version of them. So I know those are everyone's favorite from Essence in terms of mascaras, but I actually found them to be very, very messy. And this one didn't go all over my face, which I really appreciate. So I actually like this one quite a bit more. And I wouldn't be opposed to having it again, obviously super affordable being Essence. And then I tried going into this today, and I have to call it an empty because this is the Maybelline 4-in-1 Glow. I have this in my project pan, and I thought, you know what, I have 1 or 2 more uses left. And I tried going in it today, like nothing was coming out. I was turning it and nothing was coming out. Like it is like completely an empty. So there's a little bit of a spoiler for my next project pan update. So I'll keep it around. I'll talk about it then. Maybe I'll try to use it a little bit more. But you know, I can see there's tiny bit of product there, but the way that they do the packaging, I just don't see how I'm gonna get to that product because it's not coming out in the poof. So who knows? Maybe you guys can let me know how to get it. I'm not that bothered though. There's like the teeniest, tiniest amount. So do I really need to work hard to get that amount? Probably not. So I'm gonna call this an empty. I really like this item, and I'm sad that it's gone. I kind of want to buy it again, but alas, I bought too much this month. All right, let's get into all of the makeup that has come into my collection this month. I was doing so well until this last weekend, and I don't know what happened or what came over me, but I just suddenly was like a bye. So now I have all these items. Albeit they are relatively affordable items. They're all like drugstore makeup, but it's still quite a lot. I also have 2 items that were free with purchase. So let's go into those first. I don't technically count these as makeup items that I purchased myself because they literally were free. So I bought the Cinderella skincare set from Gloss Gods, and it finally came in. And because that's such a big order, like the bundle is quite big and hefty. You also get like a big beach bag with it, which you can kind of see here. It's this pink thing down here. Should I show you? Let me show you. Yeah, let me show you. Isn't this like the most amazing pink? I'm sorry, if you don't like pink, you're gonna hate this, but I'm definitely gonna be rocking this at the beach. Like this is amazing. I love this color. Anyway, so it's like a highlighter pink color. Very, very fun. Is it worth the price? Who knows? But it depends if what you're willing to spend your money on. But I do have like all the skincare items. So this is the Milkshake Cleanser. I also have the Watermelon Glass Skin Moisturizer. I haven't tried any of these yet. I've got the Watermelon Glow and Grip Serum. So this is kind of a primer from what I've seen. So technically it could be skincare, it could be makeup. I'm gonna see how I feel about it being a skincare item. If I feel like it's more of a makeup item, I'll move it into my makeup collection. But for now, I'm going to keep it in my skincare because it does say it's a serum. So unfortunately, my mist came completely open, and so I didn't get any of the product, but they are sending me a replacement. So this is the Watermelon Glass Toner, and the packaging was all open in the mail. So, but I will get a replacement. They're already sending it over. They were very kind to send me one free of charge. And then there's also the Watermelon Ceramide Moisturizer, which I have gone into. I'm not a huge fan of the scent. Obviously, everything smells like watermelon. I've gone into this one. Out of the skincare items, this is the only thing that I've tried. And the scent is just a little different than what I would want, but once it's on my face, it's fine. So I don't know if it's just like the ingredients inside or anything like that, but I'm just not a huge fan of this scent, but everything else kind of smells nice from what I can tell. And then in the skincare bundle, there is another lip oil. This is a new product for them. They already had a couple of lip oils, but obviously this is a brand new shade, and it's obviously bright pink, and I do have it on. I have a lip tint on, but then I put this over the top. So this one is called Thirst Trap. I've gone into it like 3 times already because I just love it so much. This smells beautiful. It smells like watermelon. It feels great on the lips. I love the color. Again, if you don't want pink, you're not gonna like it, but I mean, I'm wearing it for fun. I like it, and I don't mind pink lips, honestly. There's a time and place for it, and I think summer is a great time to have it. So this is another makeup item where I guess I technically bought it because I bought the bundle, so it is part of what I bought this month, but it is still part of like this whole bundle set. So anyway, I got all of that from Gloss Gods, and because it was quite a hefty price tag, there was a discount on it, but it was quite pricey. I mean, I think it is. I think all of this stuff is pretty pricey. So depending on how I feel about the skincare, I'll give another review. Maybe if you're interested in what I really feel about the items, I can talk about them once I try them over like a month at least. But I think overall, I do think they're a little pricey, especially given like the type of packaging it is. I'm not a huge fan of the packaging, and I think the packaging kind of cheapens it a little bit. But we'll see. Maybe the product inside will be beautiful. Anyway, so I got 2 free items because I was such a high price order. So they don't give you too much options. At least when I was looking, I didn't have that many options of what I could pick as my free items, but I did end up picking this. This is their Starlight. It's like a loose eyeshadow pigment. So I got this, but like, I'm very surprised of how little product you end up getting in this, because I opened it up. It had the seal on it, so it hadn't been opened before, and it's like half there. There's like hardly any product in it. I've never tried one of their loose pigments before. I did swatch it on my hand. I thought it was fine, and because it was free, I was like, fine, you know, whatever, I'll try it. But I'm very, yeah, you can see it's like half of the product is fill. So again, I feel like, is this worth the money? I love their eyeshadow, but everything else I'm like, maybe they're just trying to expand a little too fast too soon. I don't know. And I did decide to get another Let's Pop palette. You know what I feel about the Peach Pop one. I was very much not a fan of that one. But you know what? I have been eyeing either the green one or the blue one. I thought, you know what, let's get the green one. So I got this, it's free. So I was like, yeah, fine. I mean, if anything, I just got 3 extra shimmer shades. If I don't end up liking these 2, but I can't imagine I won't like these 2, but we'll see, because I didn't like the mattes in the other Let's Pop palette. But yeah, I just thought, you know, that seems really fun. I haven't gone into it yet, but if they want to give me a free eyeshadow palette, it's fine. There were a few other eyeshadow palettes that they were offering for free, but I already had them because I'm, you know, obviously a Gloss Gods collector, so I picked something that I did not have. FYI, I have not picked up their new palettes. As stunning as they are, I pretty much have those shades already in my collection, and I already have a lot of those shimmer shades from Gloss Gods already in all of my shimmer palettes that I bought from them in the past. So I don't feel like I need to get those 2 extra palettes. I don't think they add anything extra, but if you don't have those already in your collection, they do look really beautiful. Like, they look like they're the type of quality that I would expect from Gloss Gods. So hopefully everyone enjoys them. I know a few of you have already used my link to buy them to get some percentage off, which you can do. But I won't be picking those up At least not anytime soon. Maybe in the future, but for now, I don't feel like they add anything extra. Okay, enough about gloss guards. Let's talk about all the other makeup that I bought. Because that really, like, most of that was all skincare, right? So, and I knew that was coming, so I actually bought it. Did I buy it at the end of May? I don't, oh, it might have been the beginning of June. I don't know. But I feel like I waited a long time. Okay, let's talk about makeup items. These are mostly Essence, Catrice, and Maybelline. So again, like I told you, they're all like drugstore. So at my local sort of shops, they've been really, really sparse with any like makeup items, really, right? So my drugstore really is like supermarket. And always the Essence and Catrice counters are pretty empty because people just raid them. And the Maybelline ones didn't really exist like up until a few months ago. And then suddenly this weekend I went and I saw a bunch of items that are new for me. I mean, they've been around probably 6 months or so, but they're new for me. So, or even like a year, but they're new for me and this area, and I haven't seen them in stores. So I was like, you know what? I just had a moment of weakness and I bought them. So let's go with the Maybelline first, because this is kind of where I probably shouldn't, because Maybelline is still drugstore, but you know, I think some of these items are a little bit priced higher. Like they're definitely more expensive than Essence and Catrice. So, you know, with the amount that I bought, it did add up, but I did end up getting this plump lip gloss from Maybelline. I love the lifter glosses and I never tried their plump lifter. This is so burning on the lips. Like I actually kind of enjoyed it. I put it on, it felt a little minty at first and I was like, why are people like scared of this item? And then it started burning and it felt like I had eaten some really hot, spicy wings. And you know, I'm not complaining. I got like a pink one. This is, maybe I'm in my pink era. This is Pink Sting. It does sting. It really does. And it stung for like a whole hour after. Like it really, really stung. But I will say we went out that night to like a local sort of like, I wouldn't say festival because it's so small, but our local village was having like their summer start party for the weekend, right? So every day they had like a band playing and everything. So we went there and I did take this with me because I had put it on like a few hours prior to that. And then I reapplied. And once I reapplied, it didn't sting that much. So maybe initially it stings a lot. And then once your lips are used to it, I'm assuming, I don't know, this is just my experience, it didn't sting as much on reapplication, which I do appreciate because I was a little worried. But I thought the color was really pretty. I really like it. So I'm not complaining. It's just, if you don't like your lips to sting for like an hour, maybe don't get it. In terms of like plumping them up, I guess they did look a little more plumped up, but I didn't really notice a big, huge difference. I just noticed the feeling of it. Okay, this is where I probably went wrong, but I got 3 of the blushes. These are the, what are they officially called, these blushes? They're the Sun Kisser blush, and I got all 3 shades. These are the only shades that I saw. Maybe they have more, but I was like, oh, you know, I haven't seen these around anywhere, just online. And they look so pretty in person and sparkly. I have yet to try them, so I'm excited to try them. So I got City Sizzle, which is like a little bit of a darker, definitely a summer shade for me. This one is a little, wait, which one's the bronzier one? This one's more bronzy, so this one's called Shades On. And it looks, I mean, should I swatch them? I haven't even opened them. And then this one, I think I'll just do like a dedicated video of like trying out some new makeup. This is Soul Search, and this one looked kind of orangey peachy. So I was very interested in this one. But then I saw the other 2 and I was like, well, let me get all 3 and then never talk about this again until my beauty bank. So here we are. Honestly, just got these like a few days ago. So anywho, okay. And then the other thing that I got from Maybelline, oh no, I got 2 other things. Oh my gosh. So the other 2 things I got, I have tried this as well. This is another lip item. This is the Lifter Glaze. And this I got in the shade Latte Crush, which is like obviously a brownie nude shade. And this was fine. The smell's a lot of fun too. This smells really, really nice. I can't really tell what it smells like. Maybe kind of caramelly, but also with a hint of mint. Kind of interesting. I thought this looked really nice on the lips. I enjoyed it. I like it. I would definitely like to have more colors, knowing what it's like, but I don't need them. But anyway, I did pick that up. And then I also picked this up, which obviously is far too pale for me, but I was thinking, you know, for the majority of the year, I am paler than I am brown, right? Or like tan. So I just figured, let's get the lighter shade, because if I get the darker shade, it's really just going to be a few months that I can use it. Whereas I could use the light shade all year round and just, you know, put a lot of bronzer or put the bronzing drops in there and whatever. So this is the Superstay 30-hour Lumi matte foundation. So I like that it's the luminous matte foundation. I'm just curious how it's going to be, quite honestly. Obviously I've got oily skin, so, but I don't like being luminous, and I don't know if I prefer full matte coverage. So I don't know. I'm curious about this. I think people like it. I haven't heard terrible things about it. I did get a very fair shade there. I got the shade 98. I think I almost got the shade 105, which was like a step up from what I could see. But obviously shade ranges, like especially when you're in store, are pretty bad where I live. So I had to just get what I thought would work best. But I don't think, this is obviously not a summer shade for me, but I will still try it because I'm curious. Okay. So like I said, people do tend to rate the Catrice and Essence stands, and I feel like I rated it a little bit. I did. I was one of those people because I saw some items that I've heard people talk about recently that I hadn't noticed before. So I don't know if I've just been blind before, but I did see a few items where I've been told to try them, so I picked them up, and then a few other items where I thought they looked very interesting. So this one I actually tried yesterday. This is another soft glam filter, like the Hollywood Flawless filter from Charlotte Tilbury. So this is the Catrice version of it, and I thought it was fine. I got fair light, so I got like, again, like a lighter shade because I didn't really want too much coverage from this. I don't think it's anything like the Charlotte Tilbury one. So, you know, every brand can try to release what they think is going to be the same. But I've only tried it once, and I don't dislike it at all. I think it's fine, but I do think the Charlotte Tilbury is nicer than this, and just a more pleasant experience. But I do also feel that the same way with all of the other sort of dupes that I've tried of this, but I've always liked the dupes. It's just, they're different, right? So I did pick this one up. What else did I get from? I got a lot of, okay. Yeah, everything else. I got 3 other things from Catrice. So I did get 2 of these, which I don't need. These are the Soft Glam Filter Sticks. So Gabby, you just got this, which is the fluid, and now you got 2 of the sticks? Yeah, I think they're the same items, but I don't know what I was doing. So I got a light fair shade in the stick form, and I got a light medium shade in the stick form. So I thought, my thinking was, they're stick forms. They're gonna be a little bit more emollient, less fluidy, maybe have a little bit more coverage. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe I can use these more as like foundation sticks in a way, but like very, very light coverage, whereas the fluid would be more like a primer for me personally. Like that's what I was thinking with these. And I got the 2 different shades because one can be for the year, and then the other one could be mostly for the summertime because I'm really not wanting to wear too much foundation in the summertime, especially now that my son is out of nursery. We're just going to be outside all the time. We're having a really, really nice weather streak, so I don't want to have too much makeup at home. Obviously, when I'm filming, I'm wearing some makeup just because it's fun, and I makeup therapy and all that stuff, but like out and about, I don't really want to be wearing that much makeup. So I thought this would be great for the summer because I don't want to be super pale. So I don't know. I shouldn't have bought it, but you know, I felt weak this weekend. Okay, final 2 items, and then I'm gonna go hide away. Is this Essence foundation stick. So I got another little stick. This, I think I've seen people talk about this. I think people like this, so I got it. Can I open it? Oh no, everything, yeah. I haven't even opened this, but I got the shade 5 or 50, sorry, 50, which again, I think is a lighter shade. I was swatching because I was able to swatch some of the testers, and the shade above this was too dark or like too sort of beigey. So I did pick this one up to try. I am running low on foundation, so if any of these can be like foundations for me, you know, it kind of works out in my favor, so don't yell. And then I did get this, which is the Juicy Melon Tinted Lip Cheek Balm. This is so cute. I'm sorry, but I just think their packaging is getting cuter and cuter by the minute. It still has the plastic on it, so I haven't swatched this, but it's just like a little watermelon. I'm sorry, but like, this is so cute. And again, like, I just think, you know, all these little summer little gimmicky things. Oh, it matches my nails too. All of these summer little items are just getting to me. I'm sorry, I like cute makeup. What can I say? I'm a little girl. I forgot to talk about this one. This is also from Catrice. This is the Blushing Charm Multi-Stick. And this is gorgeous looking. This is stunning. I will swatch this because I have swatched this. I swatched a few of these, but I thought this was so beautiful. And again, another little stick, but I think it shears up really nicely. So I think I'm really going to enjoy this on my cheeks. So really like this. This is definitely, if none of these work out, this one I think will definitely work out for me. I just think it's just like the perfect sort of color that I'm always looking for when I want cheeky items. And then also I love that it shears out so much. So it's going to give that beautiful effortless glow on the cheeks, especially if I'm not wearing a lot of makeup. So I'm happy with that, but again, I have not tried it. So we're gonna have to do a summer makeup look at some point. Effortless, like low coverage. Let me know if you want to see that in a dedicated video, or I'll put it in, I don't know, my next shop, my stash or whatever, but we have to try these items out. So those are all the items that I brought into my collection, really in the last week. Let's be fair. I was so good all month. I was like, oh my gosh, I had such a bad month last month. I'm gonna rock this beauty bank update. And now I've just bought all this stuff. So anyway, that's where we are. Okay, next up I just want to talk about two items that I've been really enjoying this month. The first one is the Singe Beauty blush. So months ago, I really loved the Riveting Rhubarb. I was like, oh, I love this shade. And I hadn't gone into Persistent Persimmon all that much. And this is the shade that I thought that I would really love. But this month alone, I have actually realized I love this one too. I love both of them. I've always said I really love the quality and the finish of these blushes from Singe Beauty. And now I like this one so much more. So I just want to put it out there because if you are still humming and ahhing about trying her blush, I definitely think that they're worth it. They are matte, but then with like a sheen finish. So they're not shimmery, which I really appreciate, but they're also not full matte. And the colors of these, at least the two that I have, I've really enjoyed. I think they're just cute little blushes, and I'm very happy that I did try them last year. And I've actually grown to really love this one. I just think the color is super fun too. I don't have it on today because I'm still trying to hit pan in my Project Pan blush, which is driving me nuts. But this one has just been so much fun for this summer. And I think maybe I was struggling to figure out when to use this blush, but I think it works really nicely with a little bit of tan. So yeah, I've been really enjoying it. And then another item that I've been really enjoying, which I think I've mentioned, is actually this. This is the face palette from Gourmand Girls, the Mermaid Magic. So this one I got with the bundle for the Call the Sirens palette. And I've been just really enjoying this palette. I've gone into it a few extra times. I've gone into the blushes. I keep going into these highlighters, and I just really like it. I have it for my shop, my stash at the moment. So whenever I feel like a look needs like a pop of an inner corner or something extra, I've been going into it and I'm just loving it, especially like the highlighters. I haven't gone into this one nearly as much as I thought I would. I've gone into these two blush additional times. This is beautiful. Like the blush formula, they're very matte, they're pigmented, and I think they're a lot of fun. But I haven't gone into this one too much, I guess because I have so much peach and orange already in my collection, and these two are a little bit more interesting. But as a face palette alone, is it an everyday face palette? No, it is not. I know it's not, but it's so much fun, and I'm so happy that I got the bundle, because had I just got the eyeshadow palette, I think I would have been somewhat like disappointed. And I was thinking, do I really need this? No, I don't. I don't need any of this stuff, but I'm very happy that I picked it up. So anyone who wants some fun face palettes, I would highly recommend. I think the quality is beautiful. All right, let's talk about stuff, other stuff. I'm gonna leave my makeup stats for another video because I'm gonna do like a mid-year makeup stats. There's no point me adding a little bit here. So I think that's everything to do with beauty that I want to discuss today. In terms of things that I've been watching or enjoying, I have not really watched any good movies lately. So I'm not going to talk about any of the movies I've been watching. I've also haven't tracked any movies that I've watched in the month of June. I did track a lot of movies that I watched in May, and I don't think I spoke about them in my last video, but there wasn't anything to talk about. I don't feel like I'm watching any good movies. But what I will say is at the beginning of the month, I felt quite ill. I did get quite a bad like head cold and like chest infection and everything. So I was spending a lot of time watching TV, right? And I got so sucked into The Devil's Plan. I don't know if anyone can get this or if it's just like depending on where you are in the world. Obviously, I'm in Portugal. It's on Netflix. So we get a lot of international shows, right? So this is a South Korean show where I don't know how I'm going to explain this show. I watched 2 seasons of it. I binged this like nothing. It is dubbed. I don't usually enjoy watching dubbed shows or movies or whatnot because it just kind of takes me out of the experience. But I got so sucked into this. So basically, they grab a group of people. It's kind of like the way that I saw it was, it's kind of like Big Brother because they all live together, but then they're all doing and competing for money, and they're doing all of these puzzles and these games, and they're backstabbing each other, and they're lying to each other, and they're scheming, and then some people go to prison, and then some people live in the luxury. And I found this show to be so fun. I very, very much enjoyed it. I was so upset when it ended. I thought the first season was very, very good. Second season, people kind of knew what to expect, so it was a little bit less interesting, and I wasn't keen on the last 2 people who ended up at the end of the game. I'm really hoping they come back with season 3 because I found the game so interesting. Some of them were so complicated. It was like hurting my brain to watch the show, but I loved it. So if anyone knows what I'm talking about, then, you know, if you like game shows, but like with a twist, and you like, you know, watching people backstab each other and lie, and just like, like the true nature of people's characters really come out when money is involved, right? And I found that really interesting. They put really smart people in the show. They put some famous people in the show, and it didn't really matter because at the end of it, a little bit of luck was involved, but a lot of brains and scheming and lying was involved. And I loved it. I loved it. I consumed it. And it really was entertaining for me, especially when I was not feeling well at the beginning of the month. So I kind of just binged that. I think the last thing that I just finished yesterday was We Were Liars. And that was on Prime Video. Now this I watched, and I was doing things at the same time. Like I really wasn't fully invested in this show because I could see straight away I really didn't like the filming of it. I didn't like the actors. It was really badly done. You could tell they did reshoots, or the editing was really weird. It was just not filmed in a way that I really enjoy. But there is like a little bit of a mystery involved with the show. It follows a big family. There's a lot of issues within this family, backstabbing and whatnot. And it follows these cousins who are kind of coming of age, like 16, 17 in the show. And something happens one summer, and one of the cousins kind of has amnesia because she ends up in an accident, and she doesn't really quite remember what happened the summer before. And people don't want to tell her because it causes her migraines and everything. So they're waiting for her to figure it out. And so as a viewer, you're kind of you're waiting to figure it out too. And obviously it's fleshed out in every episode, and you think, well, something bad happened, and there's like red herrings everywhere. I think it's based on a book or like a book series. And I didn't know the story, and the twist at the end, I was not expecting it. I was not, and it was very emotional. It got me twice. I was like, I watched this show thinking, oh, this is just another stupid teen TV show, and then it got me twice crying at the end. One of the reveals, I was like, how could they do that? How could they leave that in the show? That is terrible. And then the second one is like the bigger reveal, and I wasn't expecting. I was like, oh, that's clever. And then it was super emotional, and I was like, oh, why is this getting to me? So I don't know, maybe I've just been emotional this week, but that was not a show that I would recommend unless you have other things going on and you leave it in the background. Like, it's not an amazing show, but I do, if you like twisty shows, it's kind of interesting, like what they did. And yeah, I wasn't expecting it at the end. I really wasn't. So it got me. Something that I've been really wanting to watch is UK Love Island, and I still have yet to start watching that, but I definitely want to. I just need to use a VPN and I just haven't. I need to use my dad's and log in, and I just can't be bothered. So that's one that I will probably start watching, but otherwise I haven't really been watching that much other than what I've spoken about. And like oh no, we've been watching Andor, and it's been so boring. Like the first 4 episodes, I was like, why do people say that season 2 is good? It was so boring. I think we're on like episode 7 now, and it's finally getting a little bit interesting. But my word, this show, you need patience, because half of it is just dull. I really enjoyed season 1, but season 2 has not been it. So hopefully it gets better, but I can't really forgive them for wasting my time. It was like 4 hours of our lives wasted watching the first 4 episodes. No. So wouldn't recommend that. Oh no, I did watch a movie. I was just totally forgot, and I haven't been adding it to Letterboxd, but we watched the Captain America Brave New World, where you have the Red Hulk. Terrible, absolutely terrible. Marvel is getting worse and worse and worse. We were huge Marvel fans a few years ago, you know, when they had like the Endgame and everything like that. But ever since then, none of the movies have been good. And honestly, we didn't remember where this big hand came from in Brave New World. So, you know, I had to look it up on Google that it was from Eternals, which me and my partner watched like 5 years ago. Like, we don't remember this stuff. So anyway, maybe not 5 years ago, but still, it felt like eternity ago. So there's just too many movies, too many storylines going on in that show. I have been playing some games. I've been playing some World of Warcraft. I've been trying to keep myself busy. Obviously, I will do a little bit of a recap of where my life is, because as you know, I have like stepped away from working full time. So I have been thinking about maybe doing like a full recap of what's going on in my life and how has it been, and do I have any regrets and everything like that. So I can probably talk about that maybe in my next Shop My Stash video or something, or maybe just its own video, just talking about life in general, if you guys are interested. But otherwise, that's kind of been my month. It's been a good month, and that's it really. I do have a channel member, so if you want to join me there, I will be posting more vlogs on there. I've posted a couple of them, and I will be trying to do a little bit more. I also post a little bit more get ready with me's and like makeup looks and everything like that. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hope everyone had a decent month, and I will see you all next time in my next video. Bye!